thank you for the opportunity tonight. I can say, and some in the room have heard me say this before, even though I'm in politics at the moment, my wife runs our business still, so we haven't walked away from small business or business in general. And my accountant says, John, get re-elected, it's going better without you. So, mate, I've never liked an accountant, I can tell you that. Never liked him. But look, tonight's a great opportunity because, what Bizruption is all about is, where we are as a state and where we are as a nation. And, with the change of Prime Minister, with the focus now on innovation and technology, the focus on startups, and of course we clearly accept that we live in a technological period. I heard a line the other day which I absolutely love, that every business is a digital business. It really is, and if you're not adapting to technology or innovation, you're going to be left behind. Actually, the truth of the matter is, I think Richard Branson said, if you don't actually adapt to technology, regardless what industry you're in, what size business you are, and regardless what business it is, you won't survive. You won't survive. And that's actually quite scary for many of us. So I've come out of manufacturing, a very traditional sector business in the building industry. We manufacture. Yes, we've been leaders in our industry, innovators in a way, with new product. We've always adapted to new innovation and technology because we know in Australia, if you want to be competitive in manufacturing, you really need to cut down your labour costs, and the only way to do that is to invest in innovation. But I've done that for a period of 20 years. But I look at my journey, and over 20 years, yes, built up a small business, built a business that was successful. But I look at the opportunities today, young people that have been exposed to technology in a way that we would never have dreamt of. I think the world, as they all say, is the market that they're aiming at. They're thinking big, they're thinking large scale. And I think the problem for many of us in a traditional sector business, or those that have been in business for many years, we fear. We fear the unknown. A lot of us don't understand technology. We absolutely fear it, and because we don't understand it, we don't actually embrace it, and by doing that, we actually impact on our businesses. There was a study that came out recently that talked about small businesses in Australia are missing out on about $49 billion of economic opportunity because of the lack of adapting to technology and innovation. So if you think about it as a small business owner where, things are tough. A big business is playing in the space of small business. You're thinking, if you think about what's happening in the world around us, it's getting tougher and tougher for small business and business in general. But yet there is an opportunity. If you can link technology to business, you can grab the advantage. You can actually grow your business even when times seem tough. The example that many talk about in the press with Uber versus the taxi industry, and I've talked about this often. Is it Uber's fault? And are they doing something wrong in what they're doing in the taxi industry? No, the answer is no. They're doing exactly what we want, looking at innovation and using innovation in a way that actually brings greater opportunity for everybody. Is it the taxi industry's fault? Yes, sometimes, because I think we've all had poor customer service in the taxi industry, but it's actually government's fault. See, government's terrible at being forward thinkers and innovators. We're really good at market failure. We react. Something goes wrong, we react. We throw a whole heap of money at it. We push the problem away for a couple of years, and then we'll have to face it again, or hopefully another minister deals with it. That's or another government of the day. And the problem for the taxi industry is that actually government has regulated that industry to a point that they're no longer efficient, they're not flexible, they don't meet customer needs. We've also priced them out of the game through our license fees, through taxation, and what we've done is actually destroyed an industry that should be able to grow and evolve over time. And so the Uber of the world is reminding us that we live in a very different world, that technology is going to disrupt every industry, like it or not, and government's going to have to learn to adapt to that and actually encourage that and promote it and not actually fear it and hide from it. But that same message is to every single small business or business owner. I hate using the word small business because if you look at small business, especially from a government perspective, what is small business? If we're giving you money, this is the government, if we're giving you money, we drop that benchmark very low because we don't want to give too much money away. But if we're taking money from you in taxes, we say, hang on, the benchmark's this high and you're small business. So there are about, I think, 90 different definitions of small business. And so what I'd like to talk about is business in general. Because you can be a small business, let's use that term, with a couple of employees, but you have stumbled on one of the greatest ideas, using technology innovation, exporting all over the world, being in that global market. Well, you're actually big business. You could be turning over 50, 100 million, $1 billion. Are you big business or small business? So in general, I like to say business, and I love using the word entrepreneurship. The young people today that have grown up with innovation and technology, they get it. And they don't fear anything like the rest of us. I've come from a different vintage. My kids, I thought I knew it when I was, telling Dad when I was growing up how to program the VCR. Who remembers the VCR? Who remembers the VCR? Anyone? No? Good. I know there's some of my age here. You know, and I thought I knew it then. I'm, Dad, this is how you program the VCR. Now I'm going to the kids, my iPhone, I just don't get it. The iMessages aren't coming through. Can you have a look at it? Look, the reality is we do have to adapt and we need to encourage. And what I love about the Bizruption, about bringing people together, those that actually understand technology, the ones that embrace it and have an opportunity, if you actually link them with traditional business owners or businesses in general, I think the businesses are going to get the reward, and building those sort of networks, that partnership absolutely is exciting. And you know, as I said earlier, you know, governments are not great at this. You know, we have put a focus from a government perspective. The Minister for Innovation and Better Regulation. I don't like better regulation. There is no such thing as better regulation. No regulation is better regulation. But Victor Dominello, he's in this space. We're talking, you know, about the startups. We're talking about businesses, existing businesses that want to scale up, and we're talking about businesses that actually want to use innovation and technology in a way to grow. We announced a new vehicle for investment called Jobs for New South Wales, headed up by David Thodey, someone that gets technology, it's private sector expertise, on a board with $190 million invested to work with businesses and industries to see opportunities to grow. Now, that could be done through grants, it could be done through loans, and even equity stakeholding. Now, it's rare for governments to actually go and do anything in relation to equity stakeholding, but we know today some of the industries and the businesses that are coming through, the new businesses that we haven't even thought about. There's some great opportunities even for government to be partnering in, and we have a great opportunity in New South Wales, not only to be the startup capital, which we are already, but to grow on that. We have an opportunity in New South Wales to continue to be the state of first choice for investment, and we're seeing that not only in domestic but foreign investment. But we're only going to do it if we do what we do best as government, is create an environment that encourages entrepreneurship, an environment that gives confidence to the private sector to invest and grow jobs. You know, we're all driven about jobs, but also to grow jobs we need success. You know, again, as I touch on, governments are not great at this space. This is new for government. We struggle with it. We lag behind. We absolutely lag behind. Look, in the prize pack tonight, we're giving out the USB, and now we're talking cloud. So we're about 10 years behind. But it's still a good... Look... Government's actually giving you something, so don't knock it back. Government didn't. And I noticed a few of you guys are actually driving tonight, so don't drive the bus home, please. It's, you know, don't drink and drive. You know, maybe you want to put that in your wallet. But the reality is government aren't forward thinkers, and we need to partner with industry, with those that actually get it. And if we get that right, I'm sure even government will be brought up to speed. But there is excitement. We live in an absolute great time, a golden opportunity. There's abundant opportunity right now in New South Wales and in this nation. We've got to push aside the naysayers. With everything that's happening in this space, the focus of government, both state and federal, well, I don't think there's going to be a greater opportunity than now. And if we don't get it right now, we'll actually be falling behind. We do so many things so well right across the world. We export a lot of our expertise, our IP. We export so much, and what we've got to start doing is holding that back. Encourage our kids to stay in this nation, to be the leaders, to be the forward thinkers, to become the leaders of government, of business, of community. And if we get that right, I think it'll be fantastic for this nation. As a father of three, you know, I'd love to see my kids have opportunities that we've never had, and every generation wants better for theirs. And I think we're at a time that we're going to see an acceleration that we've never seen over the centuries. So look, it's exciting. Thank you for having me here tonight. I've met some of you before. I'm always keen to talk to as many people as possible. I'm learning on this journey. As I said, I'm the Minister for Small Business, Regional Development and Skills. And in the skills component, when it comes to giving young people the opportunity through vocational education and training, we're putting a lot of money into scholarships around STEM. We understand science, technology, engineering and maths are key to the skill sets required going forward. We're putting in place not only the training and skill development today for the jobs of today, but the jobs of tomorrow, jobs we haven't even thought about. We're building a flexible vet system to meet the needs of industry. And I think if we can get that right, there'll be nothing holding back young people in this country, in this state, to actually take advantage of what we're doing. So again, thank you. I'll be hanging around tonight to see what else happens. Dinesh, thank you for having me here. It's a great view, even though the clouds are coming in. But anyway, thank you. Oh, sorry, hang on, one more thing. Sorry, one more thing. Yeah, one more thing. Yeah. One thing that we do actually talk a lot about for small business is customer service. And I think that is important. You know, for any of us in business, you know, word of mouth is so important. And that impression you leave with the customer, even if it's the first time they've dealt with you, or the third, or the 10th, or the 20th time, It's very important, and customer service is important. And government doesn't normally do that well. And you know, we again as a government have tried to do more in that space. Anyone that's been into the RMS or the old RTA, we now call Service New South Wales, or the Fair Trading Office. You know, again, that's an example of government changing, putting customers first. But here we've got a commissioner in Robin who bangs on about customer service. I think everywhere I go, I always hear about customer service first and foremost. And it's fantastic that Robin and her Office of Small Business have actually been acknowledged with the Premier's Award for customer service. So when you hear from Robin, and when you hear from the Office of the Small Business Commissioner, when you hear from government, and we talk about customer service, that we want you to really take that on board in your own businesses. Robin's an example of that, and so is this office. So congratulations, well done on that. Thank you.